Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the Teslaverse. Today we're going to talk about Tesla. We're going to continue to follow this move. If you guys like the content, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. Also, be sure to turn the bell notification icon on so that you get notified of future videos. So, one of the things we've been following recently is Tesla, primarily because we've seen a significant move here over the last few weeks. And as we've talked about, we do have our longer term regression band that, if we zoom all the way out on, you can pretty much see, where Tesla comes into the, more of the buy region, the lower bound accumulation region, where it's really undervalued with respect to our fair valuation line, and then also at the same time where it tends to be overvalued by a decent amount, and that overvaluation with respect to the regression line tends to top out, historically speaking, between 2.3 and around 2.5 on the monthly time frame. We know that it goes a little bit higher on the daily time frame, maybe up to 2.6 or 2.7 or so. But historically speaking, this is where our overvaluation has been capped when it makes a move like this in the short term. We've been making videos the last few weeks, speculating on how high Tesla could go. And in the last couple videos, we did note that we are getting close to, this regression area, and continuing at this pace could see a shorter term move back to the downside. With that said, we also noted that the last time that Tesla got into this region, up over here, it didn't necessarily crash per se, like you see with other markets that maybe go through bubbles. But Tesla kind of it more or less just moves sideways. Historically speaking, once it gets to this level, and then after moving sideways for a long time, it finally gets back down to the lower support region. That's more of the buy region down here. And then it starts to move back up again. You can see it over here. It more or less just moves sideways to the green band and then shoots up. And then again, it moves sideways to the green band and then it shoots up. So I don't necessarily anticipate Tesla crashing back down to like $300 like this month or anything. I would more so be inclined to think that it's going to move sideways for a little while, if I had to guess. Now again, I can claim that I do not know where the price is going to go in the short term, but I look more at these macro level moves of the market and say, you know what, it's better to buy Tesla over here when it's historically undervalued, at a couple $100, $300. When it's up 10x or so over a few weeks, it becomes a lot riskier to buy in this region. Whether you agree with the regression or not, it may prove to not hold in the future. But for now, it really did seem to respect that upper bound. You can see the wick of that line came right up to that upper region of that regression band. And some of the reasons that, the Tesla stock could be moving, there's a lot of other stocks moving. The stock market has rebounded a lot since March. But also there's that anticipation of, okay, well, maybe Tesla's going to get listed, on the S&P 500, which is like a weighted market cap fund of all these different companies. And if Tesla were to get listed on that, then all these different funds, ETFs that say track the S&P 500, then they would then need to to gain exposure to the Tesla stock. So this is the idea, and you can imagine why in the past, assets do tend to pump on the speculation of listing on the S&P 500, which I do think is it's one of those things that can really drive price up. But now you have to be careful because the higher this goes in the short term, the riskier and riskier it's going to get. I know that sounds obvious, but when price is moving up like this, if you say anything to the contrary of it not just moving up forever, people like to criticize you. And then the minute it moves down, so if we go back to say like the daily time frame, so the minute that price starts moving down, or it doesn't even necessarily have to move down all that much, maybe it just starts moving sideways, but Over here, when we were making these videos on the way up, you know, there was a lot of people in the market just saying it's going to go up and up and up because stocks only go up. And then you see these moves back to the downside, and then all these people that had their calls, let's say 1800, that, you know, maybe expire tomorrow, or, you know, or it's just one of those things where the market sentiment can change like in like a flash. So don't get sucked in if price is going parabolic to necessarily think that it has to continue going parabolic. If that were the case, right? I mean, if that were the case, then you can look back to say other times where the Tesla stock price was essentially going parabolic, like it did over here, but it did stop. You know, it came back down, it made another move in the last move, and then finally it more or less just moved sideways for a number of years. Okay, so don't think that it has to go up forever, even though that might be, you know, the meme that's circulating around on the internet. And you can see on the lower chart here, we have just our overvaluation or undervaluation, basically the valuation against the trend line. And if you zoom in to this point, you can see we are kind of holding a little bit of resistance right around that 2.3 mark, which is where we held resistance a number of other times, right around that 2.3 mark. And then this one was a little bit higher at 2.6. Okay, so just keep an eye on this. I'm not going to say I can say for sure where the price is going to go. I can show you that I'm no longer buying Tesla at this point, like I was a few months ago and for the last several years. But I am no longer continuing to purchase in this region, and we'll see. You know, we'll see if that's a good decision or not. But to me, it just seems like, okay, we really have gone up around 10x over the last few weeks. You know, it's going to be harder and harder for you know, a lot of people to not continue to take profits that we're buying in this region. So just take that into consideration. I just want to follow this move every few days to keep you guys updated on my thoughts about the market. Nothing has really changed, but I just want to reiterate the fact that you know, when we were pumping up, you know, the sentiment was generally we have to break through this because, you know, we're going to go to 5,000 and then 10,000, and it's more like, okay, wait a minute. Is that necessarily true? So thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. We do have a premium list that you can check out at intothecryptoverse.com. You can find a link to that in the description below. And also feel free to check out the Telegram channel, and I do have a Twitter account, so follow me on Twitter if you guys like to see these types of charts just posted more on a regular basis. That'll wrap it up for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.